You know what really gets my panties wet? A brand new FPS shooter. Now, 10 days ago, we pretty much got the reveal trailer to Battlefield 6, and let me tell you, it does look very promising. The reveal trailer starts off pretty strong. It kind of starts off with the president pretty much saying, yeah, the world's going to shit, so that's why we need some really tough dudes to do something about it. And then like 10 seconds into the video, you see like American flag and it's like, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be nice. But hold your horses, David Hasselhoff. The real meat and potatoes is, will this actually kill Call of Duty? No, apparently we're not going to talk about the performance. We're not going to talk about, is the gameplay going to be good? Is it going to be realistic? Is it going to be just like Call of Duty? No, the biggest thing is it going to kill Call of Duty? And I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't played the game yet, so I'm not very sure. But just looking at it on my left nut, I doubt it. I'm the guy that's just trying to be realistic about it. Even if Battlefield 6 comes out and it's like the best FPS of the year, it's not going to fucking tip over Call of Duty, I hate to say it. And I think it's mainly because Call of Duty has gotten to this point where it can practically do anything that it wants and get away with it. But the way Battlefield 6 is kind of developing right now, I can see a lot of people who've just gotten to this point of like Call of Duty fatigue, or like people that just straight up hate Call of Duty entirely. I can see those kinds of people giving Battlefield 6 a shot. To me, I've always been a guy that likes both. I like Battlefield 4 back in the day, and I also like Black Ops 2 back in the day. I basically don't care to dip my dick in two cups. The biggest reason I think the people who hate Call of Duty right now are going to jump on Battlefield 6 is mainly because the developers pretty much said they wanted Battlefield 6 to be grounded and realistic. And pretty much the biggest problem with Black Ops 6, besides the cheaters, is they're really goofy fucking skins. And I get it, you know, it's fun to walk around as Beavis and Butthead in Call of Duty. You know, I grinded for it and got them too. I know I'm the 1% of the problem when it comes to Call of Duty. But there's a realistic market for FPS shooters. Because if no one's not gonna say it, men are the backbone of gaming. And the biggest reason why there's so many FPS shooters out there is mainly because men want to feel like badasses. And I can understand why if someone was just playing like Call of Duty and like Nicki Minaj came out of nowhere with her high heels and her tactical vest, holding two fucking Glocks out, calling in a fucking tactical nuke. It just doesn't make no fucking sense. I came here to kill terrorists, not to get turned on. Now, I do have a couple of buddies of mine that really just don't give a shit about that, and that's fair. They just want to play Call of Duty. But the majority of like OG Call of Duty people, or even Battlefield people, they just want a realistic shooter. They don't want to have to fucking go across the map and see Stan from American Dad in their Call of Duty match. And I think that's fair too. And I think that's something that the Battlefield development team noticed. Because the Battlefield 6 director said, it has to be grounded. That is what Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was. It was all soldiers on the ground. It's gonna be like this. I don't think it needs Nicki Minaj. Let's keep it real, keep it grounded. And right when that tweet came out, everybody thought in their heads that Call of Duty was instantly cooked. You know, after that little slap with that Nicki Minaj shot, their buns are hot and ready. I think Battlefield 6 direction is probably the best direction they can go with. But the thing is the game's gotta be good in order to succeed. And let me tell you when I say this, Battlefield 2042 really left a good impression on how bad the game can get. I downloaded the game so I'd have something to play in the background that's not some random other game. And after 4 years of this game being out, it's still trash. Right when I hopped into my first game of Battlefield 2042 in like 4 years, I was already instantly having problems with it. The only thing I could do with my mouse was to go up and down like a retard. And the only way I was able to fix it was to exit out of Battlefield 2042, go into the documents of it and delete some configs. And this game has some really bad performance issues, even to this day. I'm playing Battlefield 2042 with a ROG Strix 4090, and with everything on Ultra, I can't even get this game to run to 100 FPS. The only way I was able to get this game run at 140 was to turn off the ray tracing and turn everything down to low. If I wanted the FPS to go any higher, I was going to have to turn down the resolution, which wouldn't be a bad idea if all of my monitors weren't fucking 4K. Because all it does when you put it on 1920 by 1080, it smears it all out where the pixels are just noticeable and it just looks blurry as shit. So that was definitely a no-go. If I can give you some wise words of wisdom when you're building your first gaming computer, don't go with 4K, go with 1440p. It's not worth the extra pixels. But anyway, back to the topic. The way I've heard from Battlefield 6 is the performance is actually really good, especially for a beta, which is kind of amazing if that's true. The way I heard about that was from Mr. Waffle Waffles when he played it for the first time, so I guess it's true, maybe, I don't know. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see until we get the open beta. But that's pretty much it for right now. Tell me what you think, and like, comment, subscribe, skiddly boppity boop. I'm out.